What really happened behind closed doors between Cassie Ventura and Sean Diddy Combs? How could a relationship that once appeared glamorous unravel into something so dark, so disturbing, and so public? And how did Cassie find the courage to tell her story, pregnant, under pressure, and in front of the world? Day 3 of the federal trial of Sean Diddy Combs unfolded with a wave of intensity and heartbreak. The prosecution's key witness, Cassandra Cassie Ventura, once Diddy's partner and now his most powerful accuser, returned to the stand. Her testimony was not only emotional, it was devastating. It stripped away the glitter of celebrity, life, and laid bare years of pain, control, and fear. A video shared by CNN was central to the day's events. Captured in 2016 at a hotel, it appears to show Diddy assaulting Cassie. In the footage, he is seen striking and kicking her as she tries to leave the room. The courtroom was already tense, but the moment the video was discussed, the atmosphere shifted. The evidence was now in front of everyone, raw and undeniable. As Cassie's words echoed through the courtroom, many began to wonder, would this be the moment that turned the tide? Could it be the beginning of the end for one of music's most powerful figures? Cassie's testimony was more than just an account of abuse. It was a deep, harrowing dive into a decade-long relationship filled even with pain. She stood in court not as a victim, but as someone determined to shed light on the truth, no matter how much it cost her. She spoke not only of physical abuse, but of something even more twisted, disturbing games, secret parties, and names of others who were allegedly involved or harmed. The courtroom was frozen. Each revelation added weight to an already overwhelming case. Diddy, once the confident mogul, founder of Bad Boy Records, and a legend in the music world, sat silently as Cassie spoke. His usual charm and bravado seemed to vanish. His face shifted from calm to stunned, then to something darker, fear. Gone was the larger-than-life persona. In its place was a man watching as his empire seemed to teeter on the edge of collapse. Cassie didn't simply accuse, she brought proof. Text messages, recordings, and her own testimony, steady and unwavering even in the face of legal pressure and media scrutiny. The courtroom leaned in, waiting. Could this woman, once silenced by power, now hold the key to ending Diddy's reign? Outside the courtroom, the atmosphere was no less charged. In Manhattan, the air was crisp and biting as crowds gathered at the Southern District Courthouse. Some were reporters and photographers, ready to capture every twist. Others were activists, demanding justice for Cassie. A few were Diddy supporters, defending the man they saw as misunderstood. One banner read, "They're slandering our king." Another, handwritten and blown to the ground by wind, read, "The truth will prevail." As the day began, Diddy arrived at court surrounded by a team of lawyers. He moved with the confidence of someone used to being in control. But across the room, Cassie sat on the witness stand. 8.5 months pregnant, she wore a simple brown dress and carried a calm but powerful determination in her eyes. In the benches behind her, her husband, Alex Fine, watched quietly, offering silent strength. This was more than a court case. It was a reckoning. Their relationship had started in 2006 when Cassie, then just 19, signed to Bad Boy Records. Back then, she had dreams of stardom. She didn't know the price she'd end up paying. Their relationship officially ended in 2018, but the scars lingered. A year before the trial, Cassie filed a lawsuit against Diddy, accusing him of abuse and exploitation. The case was settled within 24 hours, a pace so fast it stunned even industry insiders. But the questions didn't stop there. That civil case sparked a deeper federal investigation, leading to this very public trial. Now, Cassie wasn't seeking a settlement. She was testifying under oath in front of the world. When asked how she was feeling before taking the stand, her legal team said she had slept well and was ready. That readiness showed. Her voice was clear. Her story, though painful, never wavered. The courtroom listened in near total silence as she began. "How old are you?" asked a juror. 38, she replied. "What is your profession?" "Musician and entertainer." "How long were you with Sean?" 10 years. 10 years. A full decade. That number hung in the air. She described meeting Diddy as a teenager, full of hope, but the relationship turned quickly. What started as mentorship became control. At first, she tried to please him, but over time, the pressure grew unbearable. He dictated everything, from what she wore to how she acted, even how she behaved with other people. In Cassie's words, Diddy controlled her life down to the smallest details. Her hair, her nails, her voice. He controlled her career, and he controlled her body. One of the most difficult parts of her testimony involved what she called freak-offs, private gatherings she said she was pressured into. These weren't rare or occasional. Cassie said they became routine. Sometimes they lasted days, 36 hours, 72 hours, even 96 hours. The events, according to her, weren't about love or intimacy. They were about power. Diddy allegedly orchestrated everything. The hotels, the names, the people, even filming the encounters. Cassie said she didn't want to participate, but she felt she had no choice. She recalled one specific moment after one of these events. "Where is this?" the courtroom asked as they were shown a video. "The Intercontinental in Los Angeles," Cassie said. "How did you feel when he first asked for it?" "Confused, nervous. I wanted to make him happy." Her words landed heavily. They weren't spoken in anger. They were quiet, but they struck deep. She wasn't just telling a story. She was explaining how someone could be manipulated into silence, how fear, love, and power can blur together, and how it can take years to finally break free. Cassie revealed that just 6 months into knowing Diddy, these events had already begun. She described them as something she never truly agreed to, not on her terms, but she said she was young, afraid, and convinced that her career, and maybe her life, depended on pleasing him. These events allegedly took place in high-end hotels under fake names. Sometimes the names were Jackie Star, other times Frank Black. Everything was carefully arranged. And behind all of it, according to Cassie, was Diddy. She described the emotional toll, the anxiety, the fear, the loss of control over her own identity. She said she loved Diddy, but didn't love what he made her do. And now, years later, she's preparing to give birth to a new life while reliving the worst parts of her past. Despite being almost 9 months pregnant, she chose to testify. She chose to speak when it would have been easier to stay silent. She chose to face one of the most powerful men in music and say, "This is what happened to me." The courtroom was still as she described what she had endured. Her courage was evident, and the weight of her words hung in the air long after she stopped speaking. This trial isn't just about what happened between Cassie and Diddy. It's about what happens when power is unchecked, when fame protects the guilty, and when silence is finally broken. Cassie is not just telling her story, she's forcing an industry to look at itself, and the world is watching.